Okay, we're back. Here we go. Super early stream. It might be 20 minutes long. It might be an hour. We don't know. We'll find out. We're going to go ahead and give this a go. I'm just going to start like banging away at some stuff because I want to get some sketches done today, but I just do not have time. So today's a little early. We're just going to see what we can get done here. While we can. Do a quick rugby sketch, roll some dice, and go from there. Hope everybody's having a fine day. Let's see if we can get some avant-garde rugbies in here. Dragon Turtle, hello, hello. How are you today? It's mouse rugby. Doing good. Everybody's doing all right. We are doing okay. Yesterday was pretty rough. I think the kid's starting to tease a little bit. He was not happy yesterday. Doing better today. Have some family coming into town, so that'll, raise the spirits. There we go. That's a better rugby. Even better. Alright. I am just going to try to start banging out some of these things today because I want to get some of them done and I don't know how much time I'm going to have this week. So the best way to do it is to just do it. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's roll some dice. A 5. Shadowrun Hobgoblin Gunslinger Adept. Nice. Hobgoblin Gunslinger. I'm playing a Hobgoblin in my next the next campaign I'm running. I'm pretty excited. I much prefer the Pathfinder Hobgoblin. But Save Face is a pretty funny ability, so I'm looking forward to that. Might need a little more masculine chin. Got a gunslinger. Gotta make him look like Clint Eastwood, right? How are you doing today, Dragon Turtle? Oh, you said you're doing good. I think I already asked that, but my brain's fried. My brain's fried already. But you know, that's okay. That's why we're doing an early morning stream. Get all the brain fried out early. I kind of want to just give him like a little bowler hat. That's what it's got. Refried brains, yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Let me check the levels on here. My voice coming through. Looks like we're doing alright. Spotify might be a little loud, but looks like it's doing okay. You know, I wanted to give him the bowler, but I think you gotta have the cowboy hat if you're the gunslinger. Fistful of dollars. I gotta look at more like cowboy movie posters. Get more silhouettes from there. Always good places to find inspiration is movie posters, because like those are the, well, they used to be. I don't know. Like movie posters are pieces of art. Because you have to be eye-catching. You have to show off the main characters. You have to give some feel for what the movie is. Maybe not as much anymore. It might have been like, you know, pre-internet time stuff, when the movie poster was the thing that sold the movie, you know? Is Shadowrun in the future? Now that I'm thinking about it? Can't remember. I know Shadowrun is supposed to be like subversive, right? Like you play the anarchists, you play the people that hate the government. Maybe you play the government, I don't know. Not urban fantasy as in everything is secret, but out in the open. Urban fantasy cyberpunk. Okay, yeah, so that's my bad. I'm just drawing a cowboy. Could give him a robotic arm, I guess. I have a cyberpunk question. So Night City is the main place that's just full of everybody robotic. Is that pretty rare? Like, are there other cities where technology is just everywhere? Or is that kind of unique to Night City because of the city itself? Case in point, like Ghost in the Shell, like Neo Tokyo is pretty not uncommonly full of robots, but like it's very well kept compared to the rest of the area, I think. I don't know what America's like, but like a lot of the other things outside of the city are a lot more kind of derelict. I'm far from a cyberpunk expert, yeah. The level of violence and crime? Okay. That might be rare. Gotcha. Well, I'm not sure how to make this more cyberpunky, but we gotta have a gunslinger. That's the important part, I think. Now he looks like a vampire. Womp womp womp. Yeah, kid. Alright, nope, he's eating the carpet. Hold on. I think we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. I don't know how much time I have. We're just gonna like rapid fire these out here. Ice cow. Yeah, essentially. Nom 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 nom. Eat everything. 5 again. That's weird. A drider that specializes in sewing funeral clothes, so the deceased never rise as undead. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. All right, we can try that. I should have checked the stream. I hope I'm actually drawing. That would be good. I love the kind of, not colloquialism, but trope, I guess, maybe, of like the really tall, gaunt mortician. I've never met one like that. Every mortician I've ever met has been kind of short. Kind of short and stocky. I could be wrong about that, but my memory is not the best when it comes to remembering people. The two I can think of, short. Does he do the weaving? I mean, he's a spider, so I assume that was the intent. Which means his suit's got to be just like on point. Live stream earlier than usual. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff to do today, and I might have to bounce out here in relatively quick order. So I wanted to get some of these in early and get some of these started. Friday's probably going to be a late stream on the opposite side of it, so if it happens at all, we'll find out. Kiddo's on the floor yelling at his bunny. It's not a real bunny, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. I don't know how to draw a suit. That's the problem. Give him a bow tie. Guess, does that make it more of a tuxedo? What's the difference between a suit and a tuxedo? Okay. Ooh, I just thought of something really weird. How far does the suit go down on a drider? Does it go all the way to the legs? Habagoo! this would still be, the hand would still be above the wrist. That would, yeah, that would make sense, I think. Corvus, welcome in.
Hello. Hello, hello.
How are you today?
I'm alright.
Good to hear. I like this concept, but I don't know if it's going to make it much past the sketchy sketch phase.
What is it?
It's a Drider Mortician.
Ah.
Driders are just so complicated.
Take a drow, cut it in half, slap it on top of a spider.
Yeah, I mean, I'm essentially just drawing the drow, right? No, that should be tight. It wouldn't have loose hair. I guess it could be more like high and tight, but no, we're pulling it back. You doing alright, kiddo? He's fine.
I must cause chaos.
I need to make an emote for the I don't want violence all the time thing. Where's that even from?
I don't know. Which one are you referring to? Like, Mother, I crave violence, or I don't want peace, I want problems always?
I want peace, I want problems always, that one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mother, I crave violence, I think it's just TikTok cats, right?
It clearly has to have a source.
It's somewhere on Know Your Meme, I bet. Alexander, welcome in. Another stream. What are we doing today? I'm just trying to bang through a whole bunch of the viewer suggestions because I will have to be taking off here pretty quick. Probably within the next 30 minutes or so. I might get lucky and might go to 10. We'll find out. But so I'm just trying to do a bunch of sketches for people because I haven't done many of these in the last few weeks. So. Hope everybody's doing well. I am still going to give him the bow tie. I think the bow tie is really funny. If you make it too big, it looks like a clown. I've just discovered. So maybe we'll give him a regular tie. Yeah, the regular tie looks more sinister. I forgot he was wearing the weird padded armor. Uh-oh. What are you doing, kid? I think we're reaching the end of our kid minutes here. might be ending earlier than I had thought. Which, sorry about that, everybody. Let's see if we can make a little spider web here.
Spooder web.
Spooters! Have a good day with whatever you got to go. Yeah, thank you. I have some people coming into town, and they should be arriving any time now, so we'll see. We'll see. Kiddo. Okay, I'm gonna go pick him up. Hold on. What's up? What's going on? Oh. You come hang out with me if you want. I just want to touch the keyboard. That's all I want. I just want to touch the keyboard. Rip the buttons off. You don't need these. I can put these in my mouth. Then everybody wins. I love it when you see, like, out of place artisans. Like, really well-rest suited men that are knitters. I think that's great.
Oh.
Just like, yes, no, I knit very bespoke articles of clothing. It's like, oh, okay.
Look, that probably happens more often now than it probably did in the past.
Probably. I remember back in the day, I used to go to like sewing stores all the time and fabric stores for crafting stuff, and I always got really weird looks from all the little old ladies that were there.
Yeah.
And then I'd ask them a question about, like, what kind of needle should I be using for this? And they're like, oh my goodness, you know what you're talking about. That's amazing. And it's like, yep, great. I'm a novelty. Please sell me the stuff I need.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's a little more common now. Ooh, ace of clubs. Good job. What are you doing, kid? I've been arrested. I cannot move now. Ow. Ow. The claws are sharp, kid. I think you made a poop. I think you did. I think I gotta go take care of that. Sorry, everybody. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Be right back.
Yes. Oh.
There we go. We're back. Twister, welcome in. Hello, hello.
I believe I spelled moment wrong. Moment. Stupid.
I'm such an idiot. Just like
Yes.
really beat yourself up over it.
I do. A lot.
Don't worry about it. You are a mod. I think you could just delete it.
Are you like, if you're the commenter, you can always delete your own messages.
Okay. Alright, here's what I'm gonna
They have like an edit, but I get why that's not like a thing.
Right.
At least on live stream chats.
I'd like to go back in time and pretend I never said that. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh my. Kiddo woke up a little early today, so he's dragging.
That was me yesterday.
Know that feeling, kid.
Yeah, I woke up way too early, and I was trying to go back to sleep so I could get a little bit more rest in. And then it's just like, it's not happening.
We are slowly integrating solid foods to the child.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think yesterday he had a little bit of a tummy ache. He was just unconsolable for the entirety of the day. Now he's fine.
Just a squalling.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done with this one. I can't fiddle with this much anymore. It's kind of a fun idea. I don't get to draw too many driders. I might have to do a why you should play drider video, but it's essentially like just did the
Why
spider
should play a
video.
centaur?
Yeah. Why play centaur? Why play spider? It's all the same.
Why? Yeah, why should you play a spider centaur?
Where'd my dice go? There it is. 4. That doesn't have any actual information on it. Okay.
Was it just like a comment?
Basically, yeah. We'll do the next one down here. Kitsune, summoner, woman, curvy. All right. Currently one-tailed. All right. Do that.
Those are a level 1 character.
Roo, roo, roo. Oh, wait. Is it? Do I draw them as the Kitsune? I guess it's a fox form, right? Fox form or a. My
Or the weird
lore,
hybrid
Pathfinder lore, and D&D lore are all very different. Is this a
Well,
fox?
there's no kitsunes in D&D.
Okay, that helps.
So yeah, kitsunes, they have their normal humanoid fox form. So
Fox
furry
face?
fox. Yep, fox
Okay.
face and everything. Then they have a human form, or some of them have a human form. Depending on your background, you will either have a human or just a straight up fox form.
Gotcha. I'm gonna switch the mic over. That might be a little less kid yelling. He's totally fine, by the way. If you guys hear him in the background, he is just yelling into a Pokemon. It's very good.
I think use water gun now.
Maybe he's not okay. Hold on. He might be hungry. Dang it! I want to draw this fox, but I gotta feed the boy.
I was gonna say you are decidedly a bit more quieter now, like since you moved to Mike. And he has stepped away. There, Mom.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hmm?
You hungry? Oh yeah, okay. That's a hungry kid. 1 second. I'm gonna be on the floor for a bit. Corvus, you might have to read chat.
Only thing that's been said is Dragon Turtle said welcome back, and Alexander said sounds fine.
Can you be trusted? Can you be trusted, kid? No.
No. You can never trust me.
Sometimes I can trust him to hold the bottle. And other times he's just like, I don't know how this works. I've never used this before in my life. Oh!
Oh.
Can't be trusted.
Nope.
And go. Don't stare at the light bulb, kid.
It's just so shiny and bright.
My goodness! It's burning on my brain. Oh, jeez.
Everything okay?
Oh, yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
I'm feeding him, and so I can't
Draw.
Oh, yeah, I can't draw. If I let go of the bottle, he like throws it.
Then squalls.
I don't think you're that hungry. I think you're just playing around. Yeah, now he's got his thumb in his mouth. Alright. He's fine. Fox girl.
Just needs something in his mouth.
I did it again. I made a mouse person. What do foxes look like? Something like this. Have you seen the like put real fox noises in that song?
No. I haven't.
Foxes sound terrifying.
Oh, I mean, I know what the fox sounds like.
And
I
so
just
someone took
haven't-
the sound of the like the and put it into the song. And it's really
I'm
fun.
gonna be honest, this fox looks a bit photoshopped, but still fox.
That's a really high saturation filter on it, but I think that's a real photo. That's a good reference. Kid, you alright?
What a wow.
He woke up really early, so he should be ready for a nap. And he just hates going to sleep. He just hates it. So he just is trying his hardest not to fall asleep. Can't decide if I should mute myself or not. It feels like I should.
It's not really like annoying or anything.
For some reason, I feel like if you're drawing a summoner, like you just have to, like they just have to be covered in stuff. I don't know what it is. Ungeef.
Now I think about it, I think the summoner archetype that the first one that Wayne Reynolds did probably had the least amount of stuff on it.
You think so? I just remember a huge coat.
Let me see.
Am I wrong? Maybe I'm thinking of the wizard.
Let me see here.
The original summoner was a gnome, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Like he had like a belt of stuff, but like compared to the other classes, he was pretty bare.
Okay.
That was. Must not been feeling it that day.
Oh yeah.
Like it's still very busy, like Wayne Reynolds, but like the busyness is less
Yeah.
the clutter of items and more of like the pattern of the fabric.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking of something else.
Other gnomes were there.
Jesus Christ, kid.
Is she a gnome? No, she's a halfling.
Try this again.
Ah,
Sorry, did it pop?
what's that? Huh?
I turned the mic down, so.
Yeah, it. Pat.
Crap.
Bat some noises.
Well, if enough people share my videos and I start making money on YouTube again, I can buy a new mic.
Yep. Or if enough people commission you.
Yep. Go watch the YouTube shorts. Watch them a bunch and share them. Comment with people. Wait,
Yep.
share them with people and comment on them. That's what I was trying to say.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Start fights into shorts. I don't know.
Yeah.
That brings up engagement.
Just keep it like. Keep the political rhetoric down to a minimum.
Yeah. Oh, dang it. Yeah, never mind.
Geopolitical stuff to talk about.
No, it's not political, but it could definitely get political.
Gotcha. I'm a little, I don't like where our system is going right now, and it scares me. So, I've decided to stop watching most news things. And, whoa, kid.
Oh.
No, you can't just stare at the TV screen.
Don't do what my parents did to me.
Put you on the History Channel and just let it go?
Yeah, no. Weirdly enough, my parents didn't do that. They much of my childhood was spent forcibly outside in a field.
You say forcibly outside in a what?
A field.
Oh, in a field?
Yes.
Child labor?
Yes. Wasn't child labor. They just wouldn't. They wouldn't let me do anything. So, but they wouldn't trust me enough to like let me stay at the house.
Huh.
Because I was real little. And I was prone to climbing on furniture and breaking things.
Jeez.
So they're like, "You're coming to the tobacco field."
That's fair. You can't be.
Let's go outside and entertain yourself is more or less get outside or I'll beat you. With a switch.
I mean, I think that's a lot closer to my. I lived in a tiny house, and so, but like, I think I was the last generation of like latchkey kids. So it was very much just like, oh, you're home from school, get out. Like,
yep.
We won't be home for another 3 or 4 hours, so entertain yourselves. It's like, okay.
Yeah, like during when I was in school, like when I was really young, they wouldn't like. I had to stay at my grandparents because my mom and dad were both working, and so.
Yep.
They wouldn't let me in the house. I would try to sneak down to the house, and they always would catch me.
What's up, kiddo? He is so tired. How can I trick him into going to sleep? That's the question. I think we might finish this up, and then we'll probably call it.
Put one of those little sleep masks on him.
just blind him. Just that won't cause trauma. It's nighttime. Go. Ah.
Daytime, nighttime.
I never really thought about like the complexity of teaching people concepts, right? Like, it's one thing to just say a word, but like trying to teach a kid that, like, hey, that hurts me, don't do that, is
Yep.
It's complicated. Because at one point, if they pull your hair on accident because they don't know any better, and you go, ow, the Hags go, hey, that was funny, I'm gonna do that again. It's like, no, that was a bad noise.
Yeah.
That was a bad noise. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know how. I wouldn't know where to start in trying to teach that to a child.
Right. You were one of those go outside and entertain yourself kids? Yeah, I mean, like, my dad was very much a, here's a bike, here's a scooter, here's something to play with. Go play in the canal. And then my mom was like, don't play in the canal, you'll die. And then we were like, well, now we just gotta do it. So
I played with sticks.
yeah, my sister and I had maybe a 2 or 3 mile range from the house that we would just go play in. When I was really little, there was this huge, like, basically just big open space that just had a bunch of dirt piles in it for, like, construction and stuff. So we played there all the time. Like, we made dirt ramps and stuff and played on our bikes. And then one day they just tore it all out. We're like, what the crap? And then 6 months later they built a park there, and we're like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of cool. I mean, like, but we essentially like us and all the neighbor kids played in this area for so long that the people that owned it donated it to the city, and they built a park there. And it's like, oh well,
That's nice.
yeah. All the kids that are younger than me are gonna have a really nice park to play in. He's just, oh, poor kid. Oh, so close. He's real close to crawling. He's real close. Some kids are very sympathetic and need to learn to get a spine. Sorry, aren't. And need to learn to stop being psychopaths. I think there is definitely a level of COVID did not help. I know this for a fact. There's a midpoint of the generation where the kids after the latchkey kids, which were the kids that were like helicopter parented, are starting to have kids or started having kids, and then those kids just they don't know what to do because the parents didn't let them kind of what's the word used for dogs, socialize. Didn't let them socialize. Didn't let them try dangerous things, and yeah, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to figure out, you know, how to kind of cope with society. But I think the kids now are kind of seeing that and countering to it, and people are kind of realizing like, oh, you can't super coddle your kids. There's even like the Montessori schools I think are becoming more popular too, which is very much that might be more of a Canada thing than I never heard about it in Idaho ever, but now that I'm up here, it's much more prevalent, and it's very much, hey, treat your kids like adults when they're kids, so that they'll be more adjusted. Very much let them be kids, but like let them be independent and let them take care of themselves as much as they can without you having to step in, which I think is cool. Lauren, welcome in. I don't espouse to all of it though, because some of it's like, oh, get tiny dining room tables and tiny silverware, and then make your kid make their own dinner, and it's just like, I'm gonna teach him how to cook, but I'm not gonna make him make his own dinner.
Yeah, I don't know if I fully agree with the whole mentality of like treat your kids like an adult, because that kind of just
like
forces them to become an actual adult and not like be a kid.
I agree. There's definitely I like some of the mentalities of it. Like if a child gets kind of like worked up and starts having a tantrum, like you can't do anything with it until they bring that down. And so instead of like yelling at them or just giving into it, you just have to wait. And it's like that's cool. That's good advice. But then like then it goes into that weird like build them a tiny room, and like it gets a little kooky, and it's just like, okay, too much. Yeah. So there's definitely going to be some balancing I'm gonna have to figure out.
The school I worked with wasn't a Montessori school, but they kind of employed some of the principles of it, where like if a kid was having a tantrum, quote unquote acting out, the general rule was just like let them like sit off on the side and let them do that, or if you can, like call like the vice principal and they will like take them out so they can not disrupt the rest of the class, but still kind of just work out whatever they need to work out. But I don't think it fully worked all the time, because I think kids caught on like, hey, if I act up, I can not do my work.
I spent a lot of time in the nurse's office because it meant I didn't have to be in class.
Yeah.
So kids are not dumb, like that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah,
some kids are dumb.
The kindergarten teacher I worked with. You know what? No, I won't. That probably a bit too much information. I won't share. Never mind.
That's fine.
At least not on YouTube.
Yeah. Within limits, but it's easier to learn things than saying habits young. Yeah, and I think that's the important thing, is like there's like letting people. This kind of goes for D&D as well. Like when you're letting young people play D&D, or new people playing D&D, like it's really important to let people just be creative and be stupid. And then as the DM, instead of being like, no, you can't do that, which I have done in the past, and like it's ruined some people's D&D experiences. Like that's just learning how to be a DM too. You really have to figure out how to not just yes and people, but like that's a cool idea. Here's how we can make it work. You know, how are we going to make that happen? And so I think that's really important. And I hope I can carry that over into teaching. The boy is now passed out on the floor. He just screamed into a blanket until he passed out. So, hooray! I'm gonna turn my mic up. Everybody, watch your ears. Okay. Yeah, but I think that's important, and we've talked about that a little bit when it comes to like, hey, I want to grab that guy and suplex him off a cliff. It's like, yeah, you can do that, but it's going to take 2 or 3 turns, right? Like, how do we make it fun, but also not just over-empowering and ridiculous?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. It's really just be for things that ruin the game for everybody. Yeah, I mean, and that's a good way to look at it. But even with that, like that kind of heavy hand of just like, no, it really needs to be like, ooh, no, we can't do that because, right? Like, let your players understand why they can't do it.
Yeah.
Yes, but. Yes, but is a good way to say it.
Yeah. Or if something really kind of crazy pops up, I'm like, it's okay to... at least I would do, what I would do is like pause the game. It's like, alright, let's talk this out.
Yeah.
How's this going to work out? And like, if you all can't come to consensus on like what it's going to be, it's like, then at the moment, no. But
yeah, and I think Kevin the Necromancer is very much in the wheelhouse of like, yeah, no, that just doesn't work. You just can't do that. It's just like, well, I mean, let us try something, right? Or he'll set really high DCs, so it's basically like you have to crit to have that function, and it's like, I would much prefer, and this is something I've talked to him about, it's like, I would much prefer you changing what we're trying to do than just not letting us do it, right? Like, I want to try to convince the captain to just give us his boat and jump off the boat, right? It's like, don't let someone roll for that. That's stupid. But you can say that to the captain, and then the captain is going to respond, right? Like that's the important thing, is letting the effects happen, but explaining why that's not going to work, or like letting the captain be like, why would I give you my boat? It's like, oh, I rolled a natural 20. It's like, yeah, you did the best job explaining why he should do that. He doesn't understand why you should do that, and now he's curious and he wants to continue this conversation. Why should he give you his boat? Like, he's going to entertain your idea, but he's not just going to do it. Right. Yeah. So like, and that's hard. It's hard to do as a DM sometimes, and I think especially for new players and new DMs who don't quite have a feel for, because let's be honest, like, once you play a lot of D&D with the same people, it's easier to DM and it's easier to play because you know how each other react, and like, you can bounce off of each other really easy. But when it's either a new group or new people playing, like one of the other people playing in that campaign very much wanted to play, they were playing a swashbuckler, but they wanted to play a bard. So they like kept trying to use their battle loot to perform actions to attack, and it's like, that's just an attack. Like, just roll the attack. And then like, yeah, but I want to play the guitar while I'm doing it. It's like, yeah, do that. But it's like, but that doesn't have any mechanical effects on the game. You're still going to use your attack penalty. It's like, well, I want to use my performance. It's like, here's a ton of things you can do with your performance. None of them are attack, though. So, like it's kind of.
It sounds like they want to be rolling charisma for their attacks. If that's the case, then play a thaumaturge.
I mean, that was essentially what we were talking about. And then we're switching over to 5e, and we were like, listen, you need to just play a bard. Like, every character we've played and tested in the last, like, 2 years we've been playing together, you've picked something and then tried to make it a bard. Just play a bard. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, do you want to be like... He's like, I want to be a rough and tumble brawler bard. And I'm like, great. Be a College of Swords. Be a College of Valor. Like, do that. And then he went with College of Lore. And I'm just like, I don't understand what you want. I just don't understand. So we'll see what happens.
Oh dear.
But
yeah, I would assume they were gonna go with, because I remember you talking about this person before. It's just like I figured they would have gone with College of Swords.
Yep, 100%.
And nope.
So we'll find out. Captain, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard, but you explained it so passionately. I'm not even insulted. Exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's with, especially when people roll nat 20s for things, because the internet has made it such a meme and people react so like viscerally to things. I used to make the example of, if you are, let's say you're a gnome, right? And you're like, I want to jump to the moon. It's like, what? It's like, jump to the moon, roll in acrobatics, nat 20. I do it. I jump to the moon. It's like, that's not what that means. A natural 20 does not mean you get to do whatever the fuck you want. A natural 20 means you jumped ridiculously well for a gnome in a way that people are surprised that you jumped so high, and then you fall on your ass, right? Like, just like you did not make it to the moon. And that's the point. That's the point of the DM. The DM is supposed to take your intent and make it work in the world. It's the same thing with like the old seduction rolls. Seduction wasn't a bad roll, because really it didn't need to be its own roll, right? It's just a charisma check. It's just a persuasion check. But people took that as, oh, I nat 20'd on the seduction, I immediately start banging the dragon. And it's like, that's not how anything works. Like, that's not...
No.
So rolling a natural 20 to seduce a dragon would be the best possible outcome for you throwing a pickup line at the dragon, which could be that it gets distracted. It could be that it's like, ooh, I like you, I'm not going to kill you, or I'm going to kill you last, or hey, maybe let's pause the fight for a second. I want to hear what this gnome has to say, right? Like, it's like the natural 20 is the best possible result. Yeah, that's the best way to say it, Dragon Turtle. And so even though a lot of people want it to be this just like, I mean, that's the reason I love hero points, because hero points, I will let you do weird stuff like that. Not jump to the moon. Well, maybe, but it'd have to be a very specific situation.
I don't know if you have enough feats and acrobatics, or not in acrobatics, like athletics.
Just one punch man yourself to the moon real quick.
Because like there's like cloud jump.
Yep. And it was really funny. Kevin the Necromancer was running a campaign for some of his friends and family, and that was his first campaign running it. And so he was recording it, and he let me listen to it, and it was really fun. But every time he's like, "Okay, how do you want to do this?" One of his players, for some reason, he was a paladin, so that's probably why. But he was always the one that did it. And every time he's like, "How do you want to do this?" He's like, "Okay, so I summon a giant like Mechazord." He kept trying to like call out these Power Ranger moves and stuff, and just it was bananas. And he like tried to Voltron his summoned camel, and then at the end of it he would do this huge explanation of how he's opening like the gates of hell and throwing the person through, and then Kevin would be like, okay, so none of that happens, but you think it happens and it's fine. It was really funny to see him constantly combat this overly exuberant character.
I would almost just play it. Like if they're young, like a younger person, like sure.
Oh yeah,
why
no.
not?
This was the older brother. But it was funny. It was really funny, and he's a writer, so it was like it made sense that he just wanted these outlandish, wild things happening. And Kevin, and he was doing it specifically to just mess with Kevin the Necromancer. And it was really funny, but Kevin was not having any of it. So, jump to the moon. DC 70 check. Go.
Yeah.
The best possible outcome. And I've done that a few times for, like, I want to flirt with the bartender or with the shopkeeper so that we get this item for free. And it's like, there is no amount of, like, seduction possible that this guy would just give you this thing.
Maybe a steep discount.
Exactly. And so, like, he's like, yeah, I'll give you, maybe up to 50%. I've done up to 50% for items, because it's like you're getting it at the cost at which you could sell it yourself. And I think that's pretty fair. But like, I do like the idea of things like that, though. If you do like have really good perception checks, instead of giving the players just like, here's free stuff, here's free drinks, whatever, it's like, let them in on something that they wouldn't have gotten normally. Like, hey, you know, you guys are pretty awesome. I have a job for you, right? Like, and I'd be willing to part with this item if you do the job for me. So I think that kind of stuff can be really fun. I would DM it as a dragon. You have my attention, and I'm intrigued. Go on. Exactly, yeah. Like that's a really fun way to do it, because it's like the dragon feels essentially like, if you're talking to it that way, the dragon's like, oh, I can kill you all at any time, right? But you've intrigued me. I'll spare you for a moment to hear your proposal. And that's perfect. Like, that's a great story hook to just jump in and that's way better than so the dragon and I are banging. It's like this is stupid. This is stupid and I hate it. Doing whatever crazy shit you want to because your character is delusional. Yeah, I mean that's a little dangerous, and I'm not a big fan of doing that kind of stuff. But I have also in the past said basically, like, you can tell the players as a character, in character, you can tell the players whatever you want, and it's up to you whether or not you believe it. So it's like you can definitely say all kinds of weird stuff, and the DM kind of gets that, like, yeah, none of that actually happened. You said it. You definitely said that you did those things, but yeah, it didn't happen. So, all right. I think I'm about done with this. I kind of wanted some like floofy magic, but I don't know what to put. Kind of want to do more of like almost like a padded coat. There's like 1,000 people walking outside of my house right now. I don't know what's going on. We are drawing a Fox Kitsune Summoner. Floof magic, yeah. I'm really excited to play my my new summoner, Pathfinder summoner. But probably.
Are you going to be around this Saturday?
I think so. I think we will. I was reading some forums online, and they were essentially saying that, like, Paizo doesn't want summons to be melee characters.
Like the summon spells.
Yeah, the summon spells. Because you can do things like rituals to summon like a skeletal companion, or like a kind of more powerful familiar, or like the ranger gets a companion that you get to like level up and give feats and stuff, which is great. But the summon spells themselves are meant to be kind of more just functional static, I guess is kind of a good way to say it. Because whenever you summon, you're always summoning a level of the spell you're casting.
Yeah. Or like one level below that, I think.
Yeah, one level below it. So if you're something
like that. It's confusing. I don't fully understand it myself yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it again. Because essentially, like, if you cast a level 1 spell, it lets you pick from a specific spell list. It's just like, pick one of these. It's like, cool. Okay, so we'll do that. So I kind of want to play with that a little more. I was talking to Druid about it, and like the thing that bums me out about it is, like, I want to summon squirrels because my character is a tiny squirrel man. I mean, actually, what did I make them? They're a goblin.
He's a goblin.
They're a goblin, yeah. Sorry, I've made like 5 characters in the last week just because I'm jumping into 2 different campaigns and I'm burning my brain out. I mean, you don't want the Eidolon summon monster or melee or summon themselves. The Eidolon is a a melee creature, and that's the same thing as like the animal companion. But the summon spells are not, and I think that's why. I think that's why they wanted to do it that way. Can we give you suggestions on what to draw? You can. I have a list set up. I'm probably gonna have to call it here real soon because it's almost 10 o'clock. But I'll put it on the list, and then hopefully I can draw it on Friday, if you'd like. So feel free to put it in the chat here before we bounce out.
Yep.
But sorry, what were you saying?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't either. The summons are not meant to be super powerful. They're meant to be.
Oh. Yeah, I remember now. But yeah, because like the Eidolon is like probably like one of the most powerful like companion things you can have, because it has your hit points exactly, and you have 10 hit points. Like you get 10 each round plus your con mod. And so it's like they're pretty buff, but like to balance that out, you shared the hit pool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Eidolons are essentially like you astral projecting yourself into combat, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I really dig it. But it's not my playstyle. Which the one time I did want to do an Eidolon summoner, I wanted to do the Power Ranger style where you summon the Eidolon onto yourself as like power armor, which is pretty cool. I thought that was neat. Oh, squirrels. I was trying to summon squirrels. The problem is there's only a level 1 squirrel and then like a level 3 squirrel, and that's it. But it's like I want to summon stuff all the way up to level 5. Can't I just bump up the creatures? And I found a thing online. They're like, "Oh yeah, you can totally do that, but you have to do it manually. Like we don't have a thing to do it." And in old Pathfinder, there was an upscaler. Like someone built one online, and it was great. So I might have to build one of those. I might have to go into like my spreadsheets.
I will say, like, there is like the weak/elite thing, but that only like bumps them up by like one.
Yep, one level. So, so what you can do though is the book does have what that does, right? Like this is what you do if you bump it up a level. So you can just keep doing that. Like you can keep doing it, but they don't have a way to do it automatically. So I'm gonna go into a spreadsheet and I'm gonna figure out what it is that actually does every level, and I'm gonna level up some squirrels so I can have high level squirrels. But
I would highly recommend you take the adopted ancestry and take the rat folk and get some of the rat folk feats.
Do they get cool squirrel feats?
Well, you can flavor. I mean, they are both rodents.
Yeah, they're rats.
So.
Squirrels are just tree rats. Like this. Yeah. I've come to terms with
there is because if you take the adopted ancestry feat, or whatever it's called, you get access to all the feats of said ancestry that you were like adopted into. And one of them is you can summon a swarm of, written out as rats, but and it lasts for a minute without concentration.
So that's a level 1 summon spell, which is if I do the squirrels, they have the swarm of squirrels. So it would give me 1 more summon per day for that, which could be kind of cool. I'll have to look into that.
But it is pretty high level. I think it's 17th level feat.
Oh, weird.
Because it's not like a low level thing. It's
maybe the swarm of rats is bigger?
Let me see here. I'm looking it up now. Because the Tanuki kind of get another version of it, but with Tanukis.
Yeah, Lauren, I'm not sure what that is. Is that like the Pied Piper? That's the only Piper I know. And if you don't give me a race, I will not draw it, because then that defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
That might be fan art at that point if you don't give me a...
Yeah, so it's a 3 action, once per day. You let out a shrill whistle, blah blah blah, and a 30-foot burst within 120 feet of you.
Okay.
Rats scurry all over the ground, climbing up the walls and surface.
Okay, that is not a summon. That's not a summon creature.
Nope.
It's a burst
They
of rats.
deal, and they last for a minute, and they deal 68 piercing damage to all enemies
That's awesome.
uh, in the area. And each round afterwards, they deal 3d8 piercing damage to enemies that ends in their turn within the area.
That's pretty awesome.
It's also difficult terrain.
I will have to look at that. All right, I think that's where I'm going to call it for the day. Pied Piper, that might be it. Lauren, yeah, if you want to either drop that in the Discord, or if you go to the community page on YouTube here, you can post it on the post I made on Monday. The Dryad Pied Piper. Okay, I'll put it on the list for you. I can do that quick. Okay, that's on the list. I should be hopefully back on Friday. It might be a bit later. If not, I will message everybody and then we will maybe hang out on the Discord or something, but we'll figure that out. That's all I got. That's all I got for today. Go check out some of the shorts. Go check out some of the long form videos too. Write a comment on those. That really helps a lot. Sharing them helps a lot. Trying to get YouTube up and kicking. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for hanging out. Thanks for the good suggestions. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll catch you for the next time. Bye, everyone. I almost just closed Discord again. I do that all the time. Instead of stopping.